I still reach for the dial to change the station to that static heavy song you used to love. I catch myself mid-sentence in a conversation with a shadow that I can't get enough of. The leather's cold on the right side of this cabin, but I still drive like you're sleeping against the glass, waiting for a laugh that's never gonna happen, watching every exit sign we used to pass. Now there's a ghost in the passenger seat, buckled in the silence of a one-way street. I'm checking the mirror just to see your face, but I'm just haunted by the empty space. The world keeps moving at 65, but I'm just trying to keep a memory alive. Yeah, it's a long road home and the air is getting sweet, but I'm still riding with a ghost in the passenger seat. There's a coffee cup dried up in the holder from a morning that feels like 100 years ago. And nights are getting longer and the wind is getting colder, and I've got nowhere left that I need to go. See your reflection in the dashboard light. For a second I swear I feel your hand on mine, but it's just the flicker of the street lights in the night, tracing out a heartbreak that I can't outrun this time. I could take a different car, I could take a different route, I could try to scream until the fire burns out, but every turn I take is a turn we took before. I'm just a driver who can't find the door, 'cause there's a ghost in the passenger seat, buckled in the silence of a one-way street. I'm checking the mirror just to see your face, but I'm just haunted by the empty space. The world keeps moving at 65, but I'm just trying to keep a memory alive. Yeah, it's a long road home and the air is getting sweet, but I'm still riding with a ghost in the passenger seat. Keep your eyes on the road, that's what you say, but the road just leads to where you went away. Yeah, it's just me and the quiet and the heartbeat of the fleet, driving with a ghost in the passenger seat. I'm still holding on to the ticket stubs from a movie that we never finished watching. And the coffee rings on the wooden table are the only maps of where we've been. I've been memorizing the silence in the hallway, trying drowning in the secrets that we kept. They say time is a healer, a steady hand, but time is just sand slipping through a broken glass. We're standing in the middle of a promised land, watching every golden moment pass. Oh, I'm studying the lines upon my palms, trying to find where your heartbeat used to be. I'm learning how to breathe without your arms, in a house that feels like an angry sea. It's the hardest masterpiece I'll ever know, washing out the colors, moving slow. Yeah, I'm failing at the art of letting go. I rearranged the books upon the shelf, put the ones you were hated at the very top. But I'm only lying to my weary self, waiting for the devil you aim to stop. I still smell your perfume on my favorite sweater, so I folded it and hid it in the dark. I thought that moving on would make it better, but I'm just fanning every dying spark. Is it a stroke of the brush or a tear in the page? Is it breaking the lock or a snape in the cage? I'm standing at the canvas with a shaking head, trying to paint a life I don't understand. Oh, I'm studying the lines upon my palms, trying to find where your happy used to be. I'm learning how to breathe without your arms, in a house that feels like an ABC. It's the hardest masterpiece I'll ever know, washing out the colors, moving slow. Yeah, I'm failing at the art of letting go. A little less of you in every breath I take, a little more of me in every heart I break. A frame is empty, the gallery is cold, and I'm just a story that's already been told, just a shadow. I'm in the art of letting go. I built a cathedral out of forever, with stained glass windows made of your eyes. I walked through the halls thinking we were so clever, to build a kingdom above all the lies. But the mortar was thin and the stone was just paper, and the vows that we spoke were just lines in a play. Now the incense is fading like a ghost or a vapor, as the architecture starts to decay. I was the architect of my own daydream, designing a world where you'd never depart. But the cracks in the ceiling are starting to scream. The truth is a hammer held close heart. Now I'm standing in a room full of shattered illusions, tripping over pieces of the man I used to be. Waking up is the worst of my many conclusions, when the dream was the only place you loved me. The glitter is glass and the gold is just rust. Everything I worshipped is turned into dust. Yeah, it's a beautiful ruin, a lonely intrusions, living in the wreckage of shattered illusions. I keep the photo of us in a locket, with the hinges broken and the faces of blood. I keep reaching for hope like a coin in my pocket, but I'm spending it all on a promise deferred. You were the melody, I was the echo, but the song was a trick of the light and the wind. I held on so tight that I couldn't let go of a heaven that ended before it began. They say that the truth is gonna set you free, but it feels like a cage falling down over me. I'd rather be blind and believe in the light than watch every star fall out of the sky. Now I'm standing in a room full of shattered illusions, tripping over pieces of the man I used to be. Waking up is the worst of my many conclusions, when the dream was the only place you loved me. The glitter is glass and the gold is just rust. Everything I worshipped is turned into dust. Yeah, it's a beautiful ruin, a lonely intrusions, living in the wreckage of shattered illusions. Sweep up the memories, throw out the light. There's nothing but gravity lifting the night. I'm finally seeing what I didn't wanna see. It wasn't you breaking, it was only me. Just me among the shattered illusions. I'm standing in the doorway where we used to say goodnight, but the porch lights burnt out and nothing feels right. The keys are on the counter, a cold and heavy weight. I'm checking my watch, but I know it's too late. Usually when you leave, there's a suitcase by the stairs, or call me when you get there to show somebody cares. But this time the closet is empty and bare, and the silence is the only thing we're left here to share. I've memorized the exits and the ways to make you stay, but I've run out of words and you've run out of ways. This isn't a see you later or get it sometime. It's the end of the book, it's the end of the line. It's a permanent goodbye, no karma, just to die. The finality of losing everything I thought we got. No, maybe in a year, no friends if we can. Just the hollow shaking hands of a broken hearted man. It's a door that won't open, to be a permanent goodbye. I went to delete your number from my phone, but I couldn't bear the thought of being truly alone. So I left it in the digital graveyard of us, under a name that I no longer trust. There's no we'll talk tomorrow to soften the blow. No, I'll always love you as you turn to go. Just the sound of the engine, the gravel, the street, and the taste of a bitter that used to be sweet. Temporary heartbreaks, I've had those before, where you leave out a key and you unlock the door, but the locks have been changed and the windows are pinned, and I'm just a candle blown out by the wind. It's a permanent goodbye, no comma, just a doubt. The finality of losing everything I thought we got. No, maybe in a year, and no friends if we can. Just the hollow shaking hands of a broken-hearted man. It's a door that won't open, a bridge burned to ash, the ghost of a future gone in a flash. You're staring at the ceiling, wondering why. It had to be a permanent goodbye. No more I'm sorry, no more I'm home. Just a million miles of static on the radio. Goodbye, for good this time. Yeah, it's a permanent goodbye. I wake up and I start to pour 2 cups of morning light, before I realize I didn't have to fight the ghost all night. I reach across the kitchen for the sugar and the spoon. Then I remember that you left the house this afternoon. The groceries are lighter now, the bread won't go to waste, but everything I try to eat has lost its usual taste. I'm walking through the wreckage of the plans we used to make, counting all the habits that I'm forced to try and break. The mailbox is a desert, the phone is just a stone. I'm learning all the different ways a house can feel alone. It's the quiet things that kill me, the things I used to dread, and now I'm begging for the noise of you to fill my head instead. Now there's one less bell to answer, one less door to swing, one less how was your day, babe, and one less phone to ring. There's one less coat to hang up, one less mess upon the floor, but I give my soul to have you walking through that door. The silence is a heavy weight, a choir of the blue. Just one less bell to answer, and a million miles of you. I don't have to check the driveway when I hear a car go by. I don't have to hide the secrets or the red around my eye. The TV is playing low tonight, no need to compromise. but I'm staring at a blank stain with these hollow, tired eyes. I used to grumble at the way you leave the light on in the hall, and now I'm sitting in the darkness wishing you would call to tell me that you're running late or that you forgot your keys. Anything to bring me back from these shaking, lonely knees. They say it's getting easier, the less I have to do, but every empty second is a second spent on you. I've got all this extra time and nowhere left to go, just a house full of I miss you that I'm too afraid to show. Swing, one less call as your day, babe, and one less phone to ring. There's one less coat to hang up, one less mess upon the floor. But I'd give my soul to have you walking through that door. The silence is a heavy weight, a cry of the blue. Buildings in a million miles of you. The dinner's getting cold, the porch light's getting old. No more footsteps on the stairs, no more answering my prayers. Just one less bell, only one less bell. Through a garden where the petals turn to rust, and every I promise has crumbled into dust. The swing set in the backyard is tangled up in vines, like the messy way our lives were once intertwined. I found a box of postcards we never got to mail, full of destinations where our ship was meant to sail. Now the ink is bleeding through the paper in the years, and the map we drew together is drowning in my tears. I used to think that hope was a bird that never sleeps, but I'm standing on the edge of a canyon wide and deep, looking for the flicker of the fire we used to light in the middle of this cold and never-ending night. Welcome to the valley where the dreams go to die, where the stars fall out of favor and the moon begins to cry. It's a graveyard for the sunbeams and the could-have-beens, the place where every fairy tale finally meets its end. I'm barely in the future we were supposed to see, in the hallowed earth remains of what you meant to me. It's a long, lonely walk under a heavy sunless sky, right here in the place where dreams go to die. I see a ghost in windows of the shops downtown, wearing the smiles that I've long since traded for a phone. There's the theater where we whispered about the names of kids. Now it's just a boarded door where the broken-hearted hide. I try to close my eyes and find a way back to the start, but there's a wall of static standing guard around my heart. You're a memory in motion, a shadow on the wall, and I'm just the one who's left to watch the empire fall. They say that if you love something, you have to set it free, but they never tell you how to live with the debris. I'm digging through the wreckage, trying to find a spark, but it's getting hard to breathe inside this crowded dark. Welcome to the valley where the dreams go or die, where the stars fall out of favor and the moon begins to cry. It's a graveyard for the sunbays and the could-have-beens, the place where every fairy tale finally meets its end. I'm burying the future we were supposed to see, in the hollow that remains of what you meant to me. It's a long, lonely walk under a heavy sunless sky, right here in the place where dreams go to die. No more wishing on a penny, no more waiting for the change. Everything we were is suddenly so strange. Just a handful of ashes and a heavy last goodbye in the place where the dreams go. The dreams go to die. I'm still tracking the weather in the city where you moved, searching for a rhythm that I haven't already used. I keep my phone face up on the pillow late at night, hoping for a hey or a sorry in the light. I bought your favorite cereal, the one you always hate. I'm leaving half the bed unmade and staying up too late, acting like you're coming back from a weekend at your mom's, while I'm bracing for the silence and the shaking in my palms. My friends all say I'm crazy, that I'm living in a ghost. I'm hanging on the shadows that I used to love the most. I'm building up a levee for a flood that's already here, trying to find a way to make the ending disappear. I've got my fingers crossed, but I know it's over. I'm leaning on a wall that's about to fall down, wishing for a four-leaf clover in a field of withered clover, playing the part of the king in a burnt-out town. I'm whispering please to a sky that won't listen, watching the hope in while I'm losing you. The for sale sign is leaning in the yard across the street, and the coffee that I'm drinking is more bitter than it's sweet. I saw your sister's post about the life you're starting now. I wanna be happy for you, but I don't know how. I'm still wearing the sweater that you left behind in the chair, thinking if I keep it on, I'll find you standing there. It's the desperate kind of magic, a trick I can't sustain, trying to find a shelter in the middle of the rain. It's the heaviest lie I've ever had to tell, that maybe is a heaven and not a living hell. My note pulls away from the grip of the dream, but the sketches are ripping at every single seam. I got my fingers crossed, but I know it's over. I'm leaning on a wall that's about to fall down, wishing for a four-leaf clover in a field of withered clover, playing the part of the king in a bird's out town. I'm whispering, please do a sky that won't listen, watching the hope in my eyes slowly glisten. I'm holding my breath till the water turns to blue. Fingers crossed while I'm losing you. My hands are getting tired, the luck is running out. I'm finally understanding what the ending's all about. I let my hands go limp, I let the maybe die, untying a knot and saying goodbye. Fingers crossed, but I know, yeah, I know. Fate, I know. I'm still buying groceries for two, like a habit I can't break. Setting the timer on the coffee pot for a soul that's not awake. The calendar on the fridge is stuck on a Tuesday afternoon, before the air turned bitter and the sun set way too soon. I haven't moved your toothbrush, you're still leaning by the sink. I'm spending every hour trying hard not to think that 7 days ago I was the center of your world. Now I'm just a flag in the wind, tattered and unfurled. They say the first few days are the ones that hurt the most, but I'm finding out that living with the memory is like living with a ghost. The clock on the wall is ticking like a hammer on a nail, and every plan we ever made is looking paper pale. It's been 7 sunrises since you walked out of the light, 7 long eternities of staring at the night. My heart is still convinced that you're just running to the store, but my eyes know the truth when they look at the door. It feels like a lifetime or the blink of an eye underneath this heavy gray indifferent sky. Time is a mountain I'm too tired to endeavor, and it's only been a week since forever. send us leaving the sheets, and I'm breathing shallow breaths, trying to say the pieces from 1,000 little deaths. I saw a movie trailer that I knew you'd wanna see, and I reached for my phone before it hit me. There's no weed. 168 hours of checking the Porsche light, knowing you I'm coming, but praying that I'm right. The mailman brought a letter addressed to both our lanes. I let it sit there on the mat like a player in the games. Monday was the sighs, Tuesday was the scream, Wednesday I was living in a feel of broken dream. By Thursday I was tracing your shadow on the floor, and by Friday I was begging for just 1 minute more. It's been 7 sunrises since you walked out of a light, 7 long eternities of staring at the night. My heart is still convinced that you're just running to the store, but my eyes know the truth when they look at the door. It feels like a lifetime or the blink of an eye underneath this heavy gray indifferent sky. Time is a mountain I'm too tired to endeavor, and it's only been a week since forever. Tomorrow next 8 days, so the rest of my life, cut by the edge of a dull-rested knife. I'm counting the seconds, I'm counting the tears. A week feels like decades, a week feels like years. Just a week, only a week since forever ended. I'm reaching for your hand across the center console, but the air is thick with things we never said. There's a hum on the wires, a weight on my soul, and a list of I'm sorry's I keep in my head. We're sitting in the driveway with the engine humming low. Dashboard light is casting shadows on your face. I'm looking for the person that I used to know, but I'm losing the signal in this empty space. I try to find the words, I try to clear the line, but the frequency is shifting, leaving us behind. We're talking in circles, we're shouting through the haze, lost in the white noise of our final days. Now there's nothing but static between us tonight, a wall of gray noise drowning out the light. I'm tuning the dial, trying to hear your heart, but the interference is pulling us apart. It's the sound of the distance, the sound of the cold, the ghost of a story that's already been told. We're two different stations, a million miles off key, with nothing but static between you and me. You're staring out the window at the neighbor's porch light, tracing the rain with a trembling hand. I'm trying to remember how we slept through the night in the house built of glass on a mountain of sand. Now your voice sounds like water, it sounds like the wind, a broken transmission that's starting to fade. I don't know where we go or where we begin to fix all the wreckage the silence has made. Is it the years Is it the secrets? Is it the weight of the lies? Is it the way that the fire just died in our eyes? I'd rather you scream, I'd rather you fight than this crackle of nothing in the middle of the night. 'Cause there's nothing but static between us tonight. A wall of grey noise drowning out the light. I'm tuning the dial, trying to hear your heart, but the interference is pulling us apart. It's the sound of the distance, the sound of the cold, the ghost of the story that's already been told. We're two different stations, laying miles off key, with nothing but static between you and me. Can you hear me? Are you there? Or am I just talking to the empty air? The signal is gone, the station is dead. Just the sound of the static inside of my head. We used to dance in a room full of diamonds, when the light hit the ceiling just right. Every promise we made had a billion alignments, reflecting the stars in the middle of the night. But the floorboards are creaking under the weight of a love that grew heavy and cold. Now I'm standing alone at the edge of our fate, watching the glitter turn into mold. One little tremor, one careless word was all that it took for the cable to fray. The sweetest music I ever heard was silenced when gravity had its way. Now there's a broken chandelier on the hardwood floor, jagged little memories by the bedroom door. I'm walking on glass just to get to the sink, trying to breathe, trying not to think about how we used to shine, how we used to glow, before the high ceilings let everything go. Now the light is all shattered and I'm in the dark, searching for fire in a house with no spark. I try to sweep up the shards in the corner, but I cut my hand on a piece of last joy. I'm a guest at a wake, I'm a silent mourner in a ballroom that emptied out much too soon. The walls are hanging like veins from the plaster, the skeleton where the centerpiece hung. The silence is screaming of a beautiful disaster, and the songs that will never be sung. You can't glue the light back together again. You can't fix the facets with ink and a pen. Once the crystal is crushed, it's just sand on the ground. your step behind the sharp edges of I love you. The room is so big and the light won't come through. Just a pile of glass, a broken chandelier, and I'm still standing here. I still leave the porch light burning low, in case you forget which way to go. The coffee's cold, the house is still. I told myself I'm fine, but I never will. I see a ghost in the hallway light, just a shadow dancing in the dead of night. We built a kingdom on a grain of sand. Now I'm holding nothing in my open hand. They say it's better to have felt the flame than to never even know your name. But they didn't tell me how the fire burns, or how the world stops when the seasons turn. 'Cause only love can leave a scar this deep. Only love can steal the sleep I need to keep. It's the highest high and the coolest low. The only thing that won't let you go. I gave you the keys to every secret part. Now I'm learning the truth. It's a heavy heart that only love can break your heart. I walk past the park where we used to sit. A bench is wet just a little bit. I saw a couple laughing in the rain. Then for a second I forgot the pain. Then it hit me like a physical blow. The way you looked when you said you had to go. No shouting matches, no slamming doors, just the quiet sound of me no longer being yours. It's a fragile thing, a porcelain glass, watching every second of our future class. I'd do it all over, the joy and the grit, even knowing the end and the weight of it. Is it a gift or a curse to feel this much, to be ruined by the memory of your touch? 'Cause only love can leave a scar this deep. Only love can steal the sleep I need to keep. It's the highest high and the cruelest low. The only thing that won't let you go. I gave you the keys to every secret part. Now I'm learning the truth. It's a heavy heart that only love can break your heart. Only love will make me feel this hollow now, is what this ache is all about. The light is fading. your heart. Only love, just a broken heart. I found the note you tucked inside my coat, a little piece of us that's still afloat. The ink is faded and the edges are torn, like the tired skin of a heart that's worn. I'm sitting in the kitchen, it's 3 a.m., tracing the letters of where we began. The silence is a weight I can't seem to lift since you drifted away in the great divide shift. I wonder if you're sleeping or staring at the wall. I wonder if you ever think of giving me a call. But I'll leave this here, just a ghost on the screen, a message to the spaces that fall in between. So if you're reading this, I hope you know I miss you. I miss the way the morning light used to kiss you. I'm still holding on to the things we never said, replaying every memory like a movie in my head. The world kept moving, but I'm stuck in the blue. If you're reading this, I'm still missing you. Your favorite record is still on the shelf. I haven't played it, I get all my stuff, because the melody sounds like your goodbye. And I'm still not ready to look at that sky. I saw your car one just back it today. For a heartbeat I thought you were coming to stay, but the driver was a stranger with a different life, and the realization cut through me like a knife. Is it too late to say I was wrong, to admit that the strong one wasn't that strong? I'm sending these words out into the dark, hoping they find a way back to your spark. I don't need an answer, I don't need a sign, I just need you to know you're still on my mind. If you're reading this, I hope you know I miss you. I miss the way the morning light used to kiss you. I'm still holding on to the things we never said, replaying every memory like a movie in my head. The world kept moving, but I'm stuck in the blue. If you're reading this, I'm still missing you. I'm still missing you. In the quiet of the hall, in the shadows on the wall. If you're reading this, just know I'm still here, waiting for the smoke to clear. bought in New Orleans, the one with the scratch on side two, and the cover in between. I dropped the needle down, waiting for the soul to rise, but the speakers just crackled, like the look in your eyes. The piano's got a layer of dust across the keys, like a graveyard of melodies in 2026 memories. I tried to hum our chorus, the one we wrote in June, but I can't find the rhythm and I can't find the tune. The radio is playing, but I don't hear a thing, just the ghost of a vibration where a heart used to swing. Now the silence is a symphony I didn't ask to hear, growing louder every minute that you're not standing near. It wasn't just the goodbye or the packing of the bags, it wasn't just the white flag that my spirit slowly drags. It's the way the air went quiet, the way the colors turned to gray. It's the sound of every I love you fading far away. They say the world keeps spinning, but I'm standing on the side, crying for the melody that withered up and died. The day you left, the music lost its pride. That was the day the music died. I walked past the theater where we saw that indie band. I can still feel the ghost of your rings against my hand, but the marquee's bark, now the doors are bolted tight, just like the way I locked myself away from the light. I used to find a sanctuary in a 4/4 beat. Now every song I hear is just a bitter hollow cheat, because the lyrics don't make sense if they aren't about us, and the harmony is crumbled into nothingness and dust. Strike a match, let the silence burn, wait for a page that'll never turn. The violin is weeping, the cello's out of breath. I'm witnessing a beautiful song catch its death, and I'm the only one left in the crowd, screaming your name, but never out loud. It wasn't just the goodbye for the packing of the bags, it wasn't just the white flag that my spirit slowly tags. It's the way the air went quiet, the way the colors turned to gray. It's the sound of every I love you fading far away. They say the world keeps spinning, but I'm standing on the side, crying for the melody that withered up and died. The day you left, the music lost its cry. That was the day the music died. No more hooks, no more rhymes, just the ticking of the clock, marking lonely turns. Can you hear the quiet? It's so deafeningly violent. The song is over now, and I don't know how to take a breath. I'm sitting on the floor of the room we used to share, folding up the letters that I scattered everywhere. I take the pages filled with vows we made in 2025, back when we were certain that this fire would survive. I creased the edges sharp, I tucked the corners in, trying to reshape the story of where we've been. You said we'd fly forever, that we'd never hit the ground, but gravity's a heavy thing when there's no one else around. I hold them to the window, watch them for a breeze, but the air is thin and frozen, just like the winter trees. I'm waiting for a lift that's never gonna come. My fingers are shaking, my heart is going numb. They were just paper plane promises drifting in the sky, beautiful for a second before they started to die. Built out of thin ink and a little bit of hope, but paper isn't strong enough to be a rescue rope. I watched them catch the wind, then I watched them take the fall. Now they're just crumpled memories lining every wall. You threw them to the clouds, but they landed in the rain, and nothing stays together in a paper plane. I'll never leave, you wrote across a yellow Lego pad. It's funny how the best things are the ones that turn so bad. I love you till the end, that was on a cocktail napkin. Now it's just a scrap away, disappearing out of sight. I watched them from the balcony, one by one they go, diving toward the pavement in 2026 snow. They don't soar like eagles, they don't reach the stars, they just highlight the distance between who we are. If I could rewrite the ending, I'd use a different stone, something that could weather being left all alone. But I traded in the solid for the lightness of your touch, and I learned that trusting paper is asking for too much. They were just paper plane promises drifting in the sky, beautiful for a second before they started to die. Built out of thin ink and a little bit of hope, but paper isn't strong enough to be a rescue rope. I watched them catch the wind, then I watched them take the fall. Now they're just crumpled memories lighting every wall. You flew them to the clouds, but they landed in the rain, and nothing stays together in a paper plane. 41s, 45s, everything comes with a price. Watch them dive, watch them stall, paper planes always fall. Just a handful of ink in a hollow sky. Goodbye. The suitcase is sitting by the front hallway door, like a mountain I don't wanna climb anymore. I'm watching you move in a slow motion blur, while I'm searching for words that used to occur. The clock on the wall is a hammer on glass, counting the seconds we can't mix a pass. A check in your pocket, you're looking for keys, while I'm in the kitchen down on my knees. Don't look at me yet, don't turn that brass knob. My heart is a house that you're starting to rob. Just give me a minute, a breath or a beat, before the whole world crumbles under my feet. Before you walk out of my life and into the grave, before you become just a ghost of a day. Tell me one lie I can hold in the dark. Tell me you're leaving a piece of your spark. Give me a look that I'll never forget, a beautiful version of every regret. Once you cross over that threshold of wood, I'm losing the only thing I understood. So stay for a heartbeat, just one final strife, before you walk out of my life. Is there a sweater you're leaving behind? Something to tether your soul to my mind that always feels longer than it did yesterday. That now's a desert that won't go away. You're reaching for handles, you're checking the time, as if leaving a heart wasn't some kind of crime. In 2026 I thought we'd be gold, but now I'm just watching the story unfold. I wanna scream, I wanna beg you to stay. I wanna block every inch of the way, but your eyes are already miles down the road, leaving me here with this heavy cold load. Just one more second of being us, before we turn into echoes and dust. Before you walk out of my life and into the grave, before you become just a ghost of a day. Tell me one lie I can hold in the dark. Tell me you're leaving a piece of your spark. Give me a look that I'll never forget, a beautiful version of every regret. Once you cross over that threshold of wood, I'm losing the only thing I understood. So stay for a heartbeat, just one final strife, before you walk out of my life. The hinge starts to creak, the air starts to leak. The shadow is moving away from the floor. I'm staring at nothing but a closed wooden door. You're gone and the silence is long. Before you walk out, I was home. for a man who stayed awake through the ghost of the night. I reach out my hand without opening my eyes, hoping for the warmth where your heartbeat lies. But the cotton is cold and the sheets are too straight, a physical map of a cruel kind of fate. The pillow still holds the scent of your hair, because nobody breathing the 2020 Essex air. I'm living in a house built for two, but every corner is screaming for you. I try to stay centered, I try to stay small, but I'm leaning too hard on a crumbling wall. And I'm staring at the empty side of the bed, replaying every single word that we said. It's a canyon of fabric, a desert of white, a place where I lose every battle I fight. Half of the covers are perfectly still. I've got so much room and a void I can't fill. It's the hardest part of the life that we led, just waking up to the empty side of the bed. I used to complain that you took up the space, that you kicking me sleep or get close to my face. Now I give every dollar and every last breath to feel that's my movement in this room of death. The silence is heavy, it sits on my chest like a permanent guest who won't let me rest. I'm sleeping on the edge just to stay in my lane, as I believe in your side open softens the pain. They say that time is a healer of scars, but it's hard to see light when you're behind bars of a memory that haunts every blanket and fold. It's amazing how fast a warm heart can turn cold. And I'm staring at the empty side of the bed, replaying every single word that we said. It's a canyon of fabric, a desert of white, the place where I lose every battle I fight. Half of the covers are perfectly still. I've got so much room and a void I can't fill. It's the hardest part of the life that we led, just waking up to the empty side of the bed. I'm still on the list and you're still gone. The shadows alone as the day carries on. I just close my eyes and pretend you're still there while I reach out my hand into the empty air. Just the empty side, so much space, so much space, so much space. used to think the static was the loudest thing we knew. Back when the house was vibrating with the energy of you. The slamming of the cupboards, the humming in your hall, the sound of your laughter bouncing off the kitchen wall. But now the air is frozen, a heavy velvet shroud, and the lack of any emotion is getting far too loud. I'm sitting at the table, just staring at my hands, while the hourglass of us is running out of sand. I trade 1,000 stones just for one little spark, for the sound of your keys cutting through the dark. But the 2026 winter is settling in deep, and I'm losing the promises I tried so hard to keep. It's the weight of the silence that's breaking my bones, the echo of a kingdom where I'm sitting on a throne of stones. It's not the words you said, it's the ones you took away, that are hanging in the rafters and refusing to decay. I'm suffocated slowly in the space you used to fill. The world is moving on, but my heart is standing still, and I can't find the strength to even speak your name, because the weight of the silence is the heaviest part of the blame. I turn the television on just to drown out the ghost, but the flickering of shadows is what hurts the most. I hear a floorboard creak, and I hope it's your feet, but it's just the house settling in the bitter cold heat. I try to whistle a tune, but the melody dies like the light that used to flicker in the corners of your eyes. Every unspoken sorry is a ghost in the room, turning a sanctuary into a hollow, quiet tomb. Is anyone listening? Does anyone hear the sound of a breakdown and nobody's near? It's deafening, it's blinding, it's a roar in my ears, the accumulated rhythm of all our wasted years. It's the weight of the silence that's breaking my bones, the echo of the kingdom where I'm sitting on the throne of stones. It's not the words you said, it's the ones you took away, that are hanging in the rafters and refusing to decay. I'm suffocating slowly in the space you used to fill. The world is moving on, but my heart is standing still, and I can't find the strength to even speak your name, because the weight of the silence is the heaviest part of the blame. So quiet, I can hear my blood cold. So quiet, the story's been told. It's heavy, it's crushing, it's all that's left of us, just the silence. I haven't opened up the curtains in a week or maybe two, Since the 2026 sick winter washed away the golden glue, there's a dampness in the floorboards, a chill inside the wood, a slow and steady rotting where our happy ending stood. I'm staring at the corner, right above the heavy door, where the patterns used to blossom, but they don't bloom anymore. Just a dark and spreading shadow, a stain of velvet grey, like the way your memory's feeding on the parts of me that stay. I should have seen the moisture, I should have felt the leak, but I was blinded by the honey and the roses on your cheek. Now the foundation is sinking and the roof is giving in, and the outside world is finding its way underneath my skin. It's just mold on the wallpaper, creeping through the cracks, the physical reminder of the things I can't take back. It started as a pinprick, now it's taking over the room. A garden made of sadness, a quiet growing doom. You left me in the stagnant air, you left me in the rain, and now I'm watching the wallpaper suffer from the strain. It's black and clean and hollow where your picture used to be. Just the mold on the wallpaper and the ghost of you and me. They tell me I should scrub it, they tell me I should bleach, but the damage goes much deeper than the places I can reach. It's in the very insulation, it's in the hollow of the wall, waiting for the moment that the whole structure starts to fall. I used to love the floor prep, the way it caught the light. Now I just watch it fester in the middle of the night. It's a living, breathing ledger of every tear I've cried, a map of all the secrets that we tried so hard to hide. Sometimes I think of feeling it, just stripping it all down to the bare and naked plaster, to the silence of this town. But I'm scared of what I'll find there beneath the paper skin, the evidence of all the ways I let the poison in. It's just mold on the wallpaper, creeping through the cracks, the physical reminder of the things I can't take back. It started as a pinprick, now it's taking over the room. A garden made of sadness, a quiet growing doom. You left me in the stagnant air, you left me in the rain, and now I'm watching the wallpaper suffer from the strain. It's black and clean and hollow where your picture used to be. Just a mold on the wallpaper and a ghost of you and me. It's spreading in the corner of my eye. It's breathing as the days go passing by. You can't fix a heart that's stabbed through to the bone. You can't stop the ride when you're living here alone. Just mold on the wallpaper, just a stain on the wall. 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 Just a stain things we used to be. I'm still sitting in the theater, just the shadows and me. The popcorn's stale and the floor is cold under my feet, while the 2026 winter howls down every empty street. I keep waiting for a sequel, for it to be continued sight, but the screen is just a mirror of this broken heart of mine. I see the ghost of our first scene in every flickering light, before the script got heavy and we lost the will to find. I'm reaching for a hand that isn't resting on a chair, breathing in the scent of you that's vanishing in the air. The projector's humming low, a steady, lonely sound, while the world I built around you comes crashing to the ground. Now the scene has started to fade to black and you're still gone. The sun forgot to rise today, there is no break of dawn. I'm staring at the darkness where your smile used to glow, watching the final embers of the only life I know. The music stopped its playing, the house is static still. I told myself I'd move on, but I know I never will. It's a long, cold winter and there's no way back. Everything is starting to fade to black, and you're still gone. I walked home through the city, past the places we would go. The neon signs are bleeding in the slush and melting snow. I saw a silhouette that moved just like you used to do, and for a heartbeat the world felt bright and the colors felt like new. But it was just a trick of light, a phantom in the rain, a cool reminder that the only thing that's real is the day. I check my phone for a message, a word, or even a missed call, but the screen stayed dark and silent, the hardest hit of all. Is there a light at the end of this hollow, narrow hall? Or am I destined to be the one who took the hardest fall? I'm colorblind to happiness, I'm numb to every blue. I'm just a grayscale version of the man who lived for you. Now the scene is starting to fade to black and you're still gone. The sun forgot to rise today, there is no break of dawn. I'm staring at the darkness where your smile used to blow, watching the final embers of the only life I know. The music stopped its playing, the house is standing still. I told myself I'd move on, but I know I never will. It's a long, cold winter and there's no way back. Everything is starting to fade to black. You're not coming back through the door, I'm not believed anymore. Just the silence and the dark, and you're still gone. You're still gone. the mirror for a sign of where it hurts, for the jagged lines or the blood upon my shirt. But the skin is smooth, not a single mark to show. The way you shattered everything a year or so ago. I'm walking through the 2026 rain, with a steady, silent, heavy-handed pain. People smile and wave as they pass me on the street. They don't see the jagged glass beneath my moving feet. If I had a cast, they'd ask me how I felt. If I had a bandage, I'd have a tale to tell. But how do you explain a wound that's tucked away? 1,000 shades of hollow in a world of sunny gray. 'Cause these are invisible scars, the ones you can't see. The map of the war you started inside of me. They don't bleed in the light, they don't bruise in the dark, but they pulled apart every single beating spark. I'm wearing a ghost of the man I used to be, while the damage is hidden in the deep of the sea. No, you won't find a trace of the bars, just the weight of these invisible scars. I sat across from someone new at a cafe down the lane. She talked about the weather and the coming of the rain. She looked into my eyes, but she couldn't see the wreck. The way your memory isn't knows around my neck. I'm a master of the I'm fine, and the life is going great, while I'm drowning in the silence of a love that turned to hate. It's a lonely kind of torture, a quiet kind of hell, to be a broken person who looks remarkably well. Touch me right here, can you feel the empty space? The permanent hollow that you carved inside this place. There's no stitches for the spirit, your medicine for the soul. Just the long, slow learning of how to never be whole. 'Cause these are invisible scars, the ones you can't see. The map of the war you started inside of me. They don't bleed in the night, they don't bruise in the dark, but they pull apart every single beating spark. I'm wearing a ghost of the man I used to be, while the damage is hidden in the deep of the sea. No, you won't find a trace of the bars, just the weight of these invisible scars. You can't see the way my hands start to shake. You can't see the way my heart's about to break. It's all on the inside, behind the eyes, under the skin, where the story begins and ends. Invisible, just invisible scars. Digging through a shoebox full of 2025. Back when we were golden, back when we were still alive. I found a blurry photo taken by the pier. The salt was in the breeze, and you were standing near. The sun was hitting your shoulders in a way I can't forget. A perfect glowing moment that hadn't faded yet. I'm staring at the version of the man I used to be, before the world turned heavy, before you turned on me. Now the air in January 2026 is cold, and the stories that we started will never all be told. I'm tracing the outline of your smile with my thumb, wondering how a heart can get this loud and then this numb. That was the last time I saw happy, right there in that frame, before the sky went quiet and the shadows knew your name. It was the look in your eyes, it was the way you held my hand. A peace I didn't know was built on sinking sand. Now I'm looking in the mirror at a stranger in the light, searching for a flicker in the middle of the night. But the joy's just a ghost, a beautiful catastrophe. Yeah, the last time I saw happy was when you were looking at me. I walked back to that shoreline, but the colors weren't the same. The ocean didn't whisper, just shouted, aren't your blame. The pier is weathered down now, the pain is peeling back, like the way my spirit started showing every crack. I try to force a smile for a camera on my phone, but it's hard to find a rhythm when you're standing all alone. The lens is just a lighter, you can't capture what is gone. The way the light felt different at the breaking of the dawn. Is it tucked away in a drawer? Is it hidden in a song? How did something so right go so devastatingly wrong? I'm a hunter in the darkness, I'm a beggar in the rain, trying to buy back a second of the life but full of pain. I was the last time I saw happy, right there in that frame, before the sky went quiet and the shadows know your name. It was a look in your eyes, it was the way you held my hand. A peace I didn't know was built on sinking sand. Now I'm looking in the mirror at a stranger in the light, searching for a flicker in the middle of the night. But the joy's just a ghost, a beautiful catastrophe. Yeah, the last time I saw happy was when you were looking at me. It's been a long, warm winter since I felt that glow. It's been 1,000 miles of nowhere left to go. I'll just keep the photo, I'll just keep the dream of the way we used to shimmer, the way we used to gleam. The last time I saw happy, it was you. It was all the piano bench is dusty in the corner of the room, where the notes used to blossom and the chords used to bloom. I remember how your fingers found the rhythm in the black, and I'd lean into the white keys just to bring the spirit back. In the winter of 2025, we had a song for every street. The city was a rhythm and our hearts were the beat. But the 2020 took silence as a different kind of sound. It's the noise of a symphony crashing to the ground. Now the sheet music is yellowed and the ink has started to run, like the way our forever came undone before the sun. I'm humming to the rafters, but the air is thin and cold, trying to find a harmony we weren't meant to hold. 'Cause we used to be a melody, a high and haunting tune, the kind that makes the stars lean in and catches up the moon. We were a perfect resolution, we were a bridge across the dark, two voices in a canyon lighting up a single spark. But now the song's broken and the singer's gone away. I'm just a flat and lonely note in the middle of the break. I'm searching for the chorus, but I'm lost in the debris. God, we used to be a melody, we used to be a melody. I heard a radio playing as I walked home in the rain, a song that sounded like us, and it cut through every vein. I almost turned to tell you, hey, listen to that part. Before I remember, there's a canyon in my heart. You were the sharp and I was the flat, we met right in the sweet. Now I'm just a static noise on a one-way empty street. The metronome is ticking like a bomb inside my chest, marking all the seconds since you put our song to rest. If I could find the lyrics, if I could find the key, would you come back to the piano and sing along with me? Or is the record shattered? Is the needle bent and worn? Is this just the quiet way a masterpiece is torn? 'Cause we used to be a melody, a high and haunting tune, the kind that makes the stars lean in and catches up the moon. We were a perfect resolution, we were a bridge across the dark, two voices in a canyon lighting up a single spark. But now the song is broken and the singer's gone away. I'm just a flat lonely note in the middle of the break. I'm searching for the chorus, but I'm lost in the debris. God, we used to be